Guests.
No guests. No, might be a quick night tonight.
Okay.
We might leave during daylight.
Yes, exactly.
All right. It is what, 7:03. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Oakland Mills Community Association Village Board of Directors. We're going to start with our usual two administrative items, the first being approval of minutes from the June 9th board meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes? Take a motion from Andrew. Is there a second on approval of those minutes? I'll take a second from Paulette. Any discussion of those minutes? All in favor? 1, 2, 3. Oppose?
And
abstain.
Mel wasn't here.
Bill was not here. 3-0-1. Okay, next up is approval of the agenda for tonight's board meeting. I do want to point out one thing. At the end of the agenda, there's a board closed session. It says consultation with staff, personnel, consultants, attorneys, or other persons in connection with pending or potential litigation. There are actually two separate items we're going to discuss. They both happen to be under that same subsection of the HOA law. So there are two items in that closed session that we're going to cover. With that said, is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda? I'll take a motion from Bill and a second from Andrew. Any discussion of tonight's agenda? Okay, all in favor of approving? 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, and we are underway. Okay, we don't have any, well, we're residents, but we don't have any audience residents in the room with us today. We have a couple of people online. Is anyone online wishing to speak to the board for up to 3 minutes as part of Speak Out? All right, seeing no hands or video or hearing any sounds, I'm going to go with no. And we don't actually have public business tonight. All of our business is in closed session tonight. So real quick, board chair report. What I'll say publicly is I have been in touch with the chairs of the Long Reach Board and the River Hill Board on the Columbia Association representation situation. Both of their boards met a week ago. Last Tuesday. They make the Tuesdays, we don't. And considered something that also came to our attention, Brigida and mine, and we do have some advice from our attorney, which we'll discuss in closed meeting. But I have, just informing you, I have been in touch with our other chairs to see, where we're in alignment or where we're not. We can go our own way, and where we can be in alignment with them, and we'll talk more about that in closed session, because it is actually part of ongoing legal proceedings. The other thing I have to report, you may have noticed that sometime over the weekend, or since that last day of school, Thursday, the state erected a sign in front of Oakland Mills High School. That it's one of those, investing in Maryland's future signs like they have at the middle school. It's not getting renovated. It's actually work. I think it says like rebuilding the entrance or providing a new entrance. It's a long overdue and needed security upgrade to the entrance. It's a deficiency that the powers that be have been aware of for a long time. It's a deficiency that doesn't affect most schools in the system. It's also a deficiency that I've never talked about here publicly, and they don't talk about in the open Board of Education meeting, because obviously they don't want to put out to the world what the deficiency was, but it'll be corrected in time for next school year. So, and apparently the state is providing the funding for that. So that's what that is all about. And then, of course, I know there's been some concern in the community because everyone who has anything to say have been tripping over each other to talk about the land acquisition in Elk Ridge and Troy Hill Park for High School 14. Basically, what that means is, okay, there's land in that theoretical land bank for the school system. To build a new high school, obviously there would have to be money. So, given current projections, given finances, et cetera, right now what they have is land. And obviously the state would have to provide substantial matching funds to build any kind of new school facility. And one of the things the state obviously looks at is what what do you have in terms of your other facilities? What do you have in terms of or need in terms of capacity? What are your forecasts looking like, et cetera? So um, we'll we'll see where that goes. But I could easily see a future me if things aren't going the way we want them to, saying, well, we just need to make sure that we're reminding the state that there are, facilities that need to be taken care of before we add facilities, and those facilities could, if upgraded and expanded as originally planned, um, accommodate the projected future growth of the student body in this county. And I'm not just talking about our facility here. We've, whether we agree with that list or not, we've seen that list. There are facilities that need help before we erect another massive high school in Howard County. So we'll just see where all that goes. But we'll, you know, no, I won't say any more about that. Any other questions for me?
Yes.
Yes.
I was reading the paper, I think that Howard County's deferred maintenance or Board of Ed's deferred maintenance is about 190 million. And is that more than what it would cost to do a high school, a new high school?
That's about, what it would cost to do a major overhaul or build a new one, given that, if the land is already there. I don't understand the math when these figures come out, because the deferred maintenance on Oakland Mills High and Oakland Mills Middle alone was just shy of that a few years ago. And never mind all the other buildings in the system. Either there was a lot of funny math going on several years ago, which I don't believe, because we know what it would cost to take care of Oakland Mills High School, or there's a lot of funny math going on now. Because as much as $190 million sounds to any of us, mere mortals, that's nothing when you're talking about facilities in a school, well, some school districts are tiny, like if you go to Pennsylvania, but in a countywide school district, that's nothing. That figure doesn't make any sense to me at all.
No, I was wondering about that, and my thought was, if that's true, for 190 million, you can fix everything in the county. Okay, it needs it now, and not build the new high school. And if there was need for more space, add on to a high school, probably cheaper. But my opinion is that there are a lot of games played with numbers to make people look good or look bad or whatever. But the bottom line is that the county has been grossly underfunding ongoing maintenance and capital improvements in the existing buildings. Okay, if they were homeowners, their home would have leaks in the roof, the electrical would be shorting out, etc.
Karina would be sending them a letter.
Yes, Karina would be sending them lots of letters. And when I was an engineer at Verizon, we never ran things like that. Unbelievable. So I'm not happy with the way the Board of Education has run the system, period. Thank you.
Sure. I'm not either. Anything else?
I second what Bill said.
No
Okay.
comments.
And you had a look on your face earlier. I thought maybe.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it seems. I personally, I don't know about the cost to build schools. I would think they could find out a ways to build a nice school cheaper than 190 million. But it would be more important to fix all the bad schools in the county first. So I agree with you guys on that. Yeah.
So let me see. I'm trying to see, what did it cost in the end to build?
Is AI right here, do you think?
Okay, so Guilford Park High School. Well, yeah, there's different, AI is giving us different answers. But remember, Guilford Park High School was before
What year was it built?
It opened in August 23, so construction, started a few years. Construction kind of spanned the COVID period where things were okay and then not okay, and then but when it was all said and done, it looks like it was about 129 million or so. So, add 3% inflation a year, at least, onto that. You'll get close to
Okay.
the figure we're talking about. Well, look, it was going to be close to 170 million to renovate and build the addition onto Oakland Mills High.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
there you had an existing structure. You're digging some foundation if you're putting an addition on, but you're not digging an entire, school foundation and laying a new foundation. So,
Superstructure just
Yeah.
going to remain.
yeah.
It drives me crazy that when we make these schools so big, because I think I shared this with you guys before, is one of the ideas in Columbia was that we would have smaller schools. And the high schools would be smaller to create more opportunities for the kids to participate in things that if you go to a huge school, maybe you don't get to be in the band, maybe you don't get to play on the football team, that kind of stuff. So whenever I see 15 trailers outside of Howard High School, that really, really bugs me. And that school's been expanded.
Oh yeah.
That is, I think they expanded that when my brother graduated from there in '94. I think that's what was.
Well, and they are actually much less populated since the last redistricting.
Oh, really?
So
That's interesting.
once they put those trailers there,
They're permanent.
it actually costs more, and it ends up destroying them to try to move them. So they just leave them and put them to other uses, like at Stevens Forest. Stevens Forest is no longer at an enrollment where it's beyond the capacity of the physical building, especially since the expansion. But those trailers are still out there, and like they're using it for the Judy Center, and they use them for other things. Sorry, portables.
Thank you very much.
Permanent portable.
Yeah. Portables.
Yes, they're very, very portable.
Yes. So they're portable in that they can be delivered and set up, and then they're not so portable once they're there.
I mean, who created these things and called them portables, knowing full well they're not portable? Like, it doesn't make.
It's portable compared to a normal high school.
Yeah,
Yes. Portable because we ported them to you. I think that
they're theoretically
one-way
portable.
Yeah, high school's on wheels.
Yeah, they're theoretically portable. They're portable in a tornado, I guess.
Yeah, my thought exactly, Jonathan. Just as you said it, that was my thought exactly.
I love that. That was really well
It's
done.
interesting, though. I was, hitting Wikipedia to see if it said anything about the cost of Guilford Park, and it didn't there. But in the entry for Oakland Mills, the third paragraph about the school is mold. We shouldn't be laughing at this, but
you gotta go down and see who the sources are, like who contributed to this Wikipedia article.
Let's
Maybe
see.
the students go all the way down, yeah.
Baltimore Sun. The
Okay.
citation is the Baltimore Sun. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oakland Mills High in disrepair amid closure and mold issues.
Make sure to add lead and raw sewage.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The mix of,
it's a delightful learning environment.
All right. Well, that's all I have. What do we have from CCR?
As
And I don't mean John Fogerty.
That would probably be better if I could just break into song. So I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but the board meeting that was scheduled for this Thursday was canceled and has been pushed to July 9th. And the other thing that happened is the three people, myself, Reg, and Eric, our injunction hearing was postponed. And it was not for any nefarious reasons. It was, we believe something was going on with the judge. She was not on the docket for that entire day. And so our hearing has been rescheduled for July 1st. I have not received the official notice from the courts saying that. So that's why I haven't sent out an email or anything to the people in my distribution list saying what's going on. So I thought I would see something yesterday or today, and I didn't. But one of my friends emailed Jim Roby, and he said it's July 1st. So I'm going to double check with the lawyers to make sure that I'm right, and just so that I can tell everybody about that. So
Who is the judge? What's her name? Do you know?
Stephanie Porter.
Okay, thank you.
So that's really all I have. Oh, and if anybody has any questions about the chart I put in the newsletter about comparing us to Reston, just let me know.
Okay.
It was very informative.
I'm glad you liked it, Bill.
Any questions for Karen?
Nope. Thanks for continuing to take it on the chin and rise above the fray.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, amen to that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Karen. All right. Well, we're already on to Brigida.
Okay, mine's pretty short too. Let's see. I have began working on, well, today I had a very successful day, got all of my documents together for the financial review, just have a few more. They don't start looking at it officially until July 8th. But as another part of my manager's report, I will be out of the office from June 25th through July 5th, and we'll be back on July 6th. I'm not out of reach, I'm just taking some time to regroup and re-energize, and take
Staycation.
care of some of my own things at home. So the Oakland Mills Pool Party tickets go on sale July 6th. They are $3. We've had this discussion before, but we found that when people have to pay for something, they're more likely to come. So it's not a lot, but just something that when you buy a ticket, you've spent some money. So, because last year we had a lot of tickets and very few people at the pool party. So
You sold them last year also, correct?
no,
Okay.
I don't believe we did, if I remember
I thought we
correctly.
put like a 2.
Well, I thought we did last year
Was
because
it-
the year before
Oh, was it the year
yeah.
before?
I think
Okay.
The year before we had,
They all
we
rolled
had,
together.
yeah,
Okay.
because 2 years ago we had piles of pizza.
Yes,
because
that is correct.
All these people RSVP'd and then didn't, yeah.
Yeah, so I know a lot of villages switch theirs to earlier in the summer. So if, I don't know what their success will be, but if they find that to be more successful, it might be something if, depending on how ours goes in August, that we've considered too. I've been meeting with Lavinia. We're planning our September 13th, 20th anniversary celebration of Jazz in the Mills. I've reached out and cordially invited some dignitaries, and you all will also be receiving a formal invite for a free ticket to the event.
Awesome.
It'll be a little more than our September concerts normally are. We're going to be getting some hors d'oeuvres, there'll be some presentations, and it'll be a little bit longer. Should be very nice, and of course Lavinia is our performer, so that will also be very nice. You should have also received in your inbox an invitation to let me go down to the summer
Hawaiian luau.
the
I'm
luau for
excited
board
by
and
that.
staff. Yeah, it's a little later this year, frankly, because we are fully booked in June, so that's a good thing. But just RSVP for that by July 6th. And once again, we'll be collecting donations for Prepare for Success. I believe the box will get here next week, and officially it starts on July 6th. So the information will be going out in our e-news. And then our offices will be closed on the 3rd and the 4th. Just FYI, in case anybody asks. And I think that's everything I have.
I'm going to both these things.
If I come, do I have to dance the hula?
Oh, Amy's putting that together, so
Oh, really?
I might make that a
Oh, boy.
requirement. Yeah, she's buying new hula. We're buying new hula hoops, so
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I've had hula hoop since I was a kid.
yeah. So that is all I have.
All right, any questions for Brigida?
Nope.
Well, we are on the committee reports. Andrew, anything for public consumption out of architecture?
No.
Okay. Education, it's summer break. I gave the updates on the capital stuff, but that's all. Bill,
Okay,
housing and open space?
Yes, I hadn't held housing meeting for a couple of months because April, May, first half of June, are my busiest times of year. Plus, I was still adapting, adjusting, post-operation, getting used to a normal diet, how to handle that. And there were other things that have come up too, so I didn't meet, just had a housing meeting last week. Had a very good discussion about rental housing in the village. I learned a lot about the government and people there. It was 2 of them because I didn't get the notice out soon enough. It was a great discussion, and they learned a lot about the history of housing here and the percentages of different kinds of housing units, et cetera, and an update on the Verona housing complex and the Forest Ridge. And then we talked a little bit about the maintenance at the different complexes because Paulette was there. So that was very, very good too. So And what I will be doing is running it right like I'd like, where I'll be able to get out the minutes and then the next meeting, et cetera, like I'd like to. I've just been swamped and working real hard to get my place covenant compliant too, which is a lot of work.
Hey, Bill, can I ask a question?
Yes,
So I have a conflict tomorrow. It's tomorrow night, a housing meeting.
sure. I mean, open space.
Tomorrow's open space. I do want to make sure I come to the next housing meeting, but I think that we have an opportunity. A good friend of mine, he's in the hospital right now, but I think we can still pick his brain, and we could use his help to find information on housing. He's a digital expert. He's working on a UN treaty. I think I told you.
You would tell me AI guy.
Yeah, and I think we can use that to find out some of the information we had been talking about we wanted. So I definitely wanted to make sure I mention that to you, and make sure I get to go to the next meeting for housing, so that I can make sure I don't have a conflict.
Sure. Yeah. No, it's. I've just been swamped.
No,
I'm
I'm
working.
not judging.
I'm working basically 10, 12 hours a day, every day.
I'm sure.
All the things I'm working on. So that's housing and open space, same situation. We'll have a meeting tomorrow night and get that back on track too. So I'm still working on it. And that's my report.
All right, thank you, Bill. Dan's not here for public space. Paulette, anything tenant?
No, I don't have anything today.
Okay. All right. As we often or always do when we're going to have a closed session, we're going to do the bulletin board now. We're not really adjourning after the bulletin board. We're going to move those who do not or cannot be in our closed session to the waiting room if you care to wait around for the outcome of the closed session, and then go into our closed session. After closed session, we will go back into open meeting. I will share the outcome of the closed session, and then we will adjourn. So, bulletin board, Brigitte, anything?
One thing I did mean to say in my manager's report is we did have a meeting with an accountant. As you know, Debbie will be retiring, so we had a good meeting. We're still going through some things, and we possibly will have another meeting with an accountant. But Debbie is carrying us through the financial review and the 990s. So we would need the new accountant for our FY27 first quarter financials, which technically first quarter, not technically, it does. It ends at the end of July. So I meant to give that update too, just so you knew where we were at with that.
All right. Bill?
Nothing.
I have nothing. Karen?
Did anybody see the article in the banner about the pools versus splash pads? Jonathan, I was glad to see you quoted in there. I obviously did not talk to the reporter. Yeah, if anybody wants a link to that article, it wasn't.
She forgot to tell me it published.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. She had reached out to ask me if I would comment, but I didn't feel comfortable talking to a reporter right now. So, but it was not a great article, but it wasn't a terrible article either. So I just thought it would be good for everybody to read that and just kind of.
You want to read it because I didn't know.
Right. So anyway, that was all I had for bulletin board to make sure people were paying attention.
Okay,
to that
Great.
stuff.
Thank you. That's good.
Nothing for me.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Paulette, anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Then in that case, really all we have left is closed session. As mentioned, the board, where I'm asking that the board go into closed session. The purpose under Maryland HOA law is consultation with staff, personnel, consultants, attorneys, or other persons in connection with pending or potential litigation. As I mentioned when we were approving at the agenda at the beginning of the meeting, there are actually two unrelated items. Both just happen to fall under the same clause under the HOA law. So is there a motion to go to closed session? I'll take a motion from Andrew, a second from Bill. Okay, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have yes, yes, yes.
You got the doorbell?
Yes. Absent.
Right this way, ladies and gentlemen, right this way.
That motion was at 7:28.
Bill, How are the kids on your soccer team enjoying the World
Did we
Cup?
stop recording?